Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are going to look at the new tank that you guys hopefully have got, and that is the Skoda T45. Now unfortunately I missed the event because I was on holiday, so I didn't get this tank, which is it's a shame, because I mean it wasn't that bad and it wasn't that hard to get. As I am aware, it was about 45 battles that you needed to win in, and I don't think that's bad for a free tank and a tier 7 tank. I think that's a pretty good event if you're asking me, where you just have to win games. You don't need any kind of special medals or anything like that. It's just an event where you just need to win battles, and I think winning 45 battles over, I think it was a week or something like that, I really don't think that's too bad. People can do that in a day, maybe 2 days, if they really tried. So I missed out on the tank, but luckily for me I do have a press account and I do have the tank on this account. So the Skoda T45, of course it is the Czech tier 7 heavy tank, and playing it, I don't think it's that bad. Honestly, I don't think it's that bad at all. So you've got 166 millimeters of turret armor, and you've got 127 millimeters of hull armor. That is standard. Of course, you can get that up more with the effective armor. And to be honest, what I've seen of it so far, and I've had someone send me a replay that I'm not going to use today, but they had over 4,000 block damage. So you can use that armor, and the armor profile can work with the tank. So the DPM 2,536, not bad. The reload time is actually very nice for a heavy at just 4.97 seconds reload. The penetration 175 on your AP and 243 on your heat. Again, with the short reload, you can probably run it with the calibrated shells, and that will give you an extra 24 millimeters of heat pen. So I mean, you can use that. It's up to you really. It's not massively different. You're only gaining 100, or you're only losing 177 DPM if you do run calibrated shells. So it's up to you. It's up to you if you want to run it with the rammer or if you want to run it with the calibrated shells. It is totally your choice. So you've got the alpha is 210, so it is a low alpha gun, but of course with the reload you could do that pretty quickly. And 190 on your heat, 260 on your HE. Aim time, however, is not great at 5.2 seconds, and the dispersion is not great at 0.344. It does have 7 degrees of gun depression, and the speed is 37 kilometers per hour. So overall, I mean, I think the tank is nice. It is nice because it's a free tank. It is considered sort of better. If you would have had to pay for the tank, then maybe it isn't great, but overall I do think the tank it's not a bad tank for what it is. You got to remember, it is a free tank, and it wasn't that hard to get, unless you're like me, who was abroad and I just could not play the game. I couldn't play it and I missed out on the tank because the event literally was the whole week I was off work, or the whole week and a half I was off work, and I couldn't play it. So unfortunately I did miss out, and I hate missing out on these tanks because after all it's a free tank, and free tanks are nice. Whether they're good or whether they're bad, it's still always good to have a free tank. You know, it's in your garage, and free tanks are good. Everyone loves a free tank, whether they're useless or whether they're OP or whether they're just average. You know, it's still at the end of the day a free tank, so no one can really complain if the tank's bad, because everyone had the opportunity to get the tank for free. So this game, I mean, of course it is a much better tank when you are top tier, as most tanks is, and because of the reload is such a short reload, you can really attack these guys with long reloads, just like we're doing here with the SU-100Y. We are really attacking him, and because I know he's on a long reload, he can't really do anything. So if you've got the shots, and or the opportunity to get the shots off, you can pump up that damage really quickly. And sometimes sometimes I say with a few tanks with the short reload, you forget how much damage you're actually doing. And I've had a few games now. I've done this video before or I've had to, it took me 2 takes to get this video. One, because I had a couple of games and I did really well in these games. Both were 3k plus damage, but unfortunately when Wargaming just disable the replays out of nowhere, I mean, it's very annoying. So they just disabled it without even an update. I just started playing the game and I thought, cool, I've just done a couple of good games, I'll use them, go to my replays to set them as my favourite, and yeah, replays are switched off. So thank you Wargaming for that. And these weren't the only 2 replays that I did that went missing. I did, when I had the tier 9, the worst tier 9 in the game, I actually had a really good game in the WZ120. I got a mastery badge, and then the replays were disabled, and it was like, seriously, it's so frustrating as a content creator, because you're relying on your replays to make videos. And I didn't think to look at my replays whether they're activated or not, because I shouldn't need to. Whenever the update hits, the first thing I do is check to make sure that the replays are still activated. So halfway through an update like now, like when there is no update, they should be automatically on, but yeah, I don't even think to check. Because I shouldn't need to check, and then when they're just switched off, it is absolutely frustrating. So we're going to finish off this Junu there, and we still managed to get 3k. You can see there that the armor profile can work, but given the opportunity to the enemy team, and if you let them aim at your weak points, then you're not going to bounce too much. But we still managed to get 1400 block damage and 2900 damage, and we do get the steel wall as well. So most of my games, to be honest, most of my battles have been around the 3k mark in this, 2.5 to 3k, so it can perform. And to be honest, even though the stats are not like really great, I don't think this tank is too bad, and especially it makes it even better knowing that the tank is absolutely free. So thank you Wargaming for gifting everybody this tank, or those of you that were able to get, I believe it was 45 wins. I think I see it on Blitz Stars. I didn't look too much into the event because again I was away, and I think actually when I come back, I think it was like my first day back or something like that. It was the last day, so I just didn't have time physically. We had a lot of shopping to do. We had all the suitcases to unpack, and of course the kids to pick up from their grandparents. So yeah, I just, no way I was doing this. And even if you wanted just to gold it all, because I did look at that as well, I think it was about 9k gold as far as I remember. I'm sure it was about 9k gold. So even though 9k gold for a tier 7 tank is a bit costly, I still don't think that was that bad. If you wanted to skip some levels, then you could do so. And you're not paying like 15k gold to skip the whole event. It was around 9k gold. I could be wrong. I'm sure when I looked, it was around 9k gold. So I do not think that's bad at all. It's an easy event where you just got to get some wins. And if you don't have the time for the wins, but you really want the tank, then you're not really paying that much. I mean, 9k, as I've said, yeah, it is a lot of gold for a tier 7 tank, but it's not overly expensive if you didn't want to. And even if you paid for half the event, if you've only got time to pay, you could pay half the event for gold, and then you can just and the rest by winning games. So I think overall it was a really good event. It wasn't that expensive. It's a decent tank to play, and if you're a free-to-play player, obviously you're not going to have too many premium tanks, and this is going to be one of those premium tanks where you can play, you can comfortably play, and you can still earn credits, you can still earn free XP and everything, and you can still get wins, and on top of that you can still go out there and do your damage, because that is what this tank can do. And again, I think with it being heavy, with the lower reload, I mean 5 seconds reload, again you can get that around 4.2 4.3 if you are using the adrenaline as well. And it's constantly firing. If you've got the shots, you can just constantly fire. You do have that armor profile where you can bounce. You can get the bounces. If you hold down, you can still get bounces on your turret. And you can see here on the enemy team, the Skoda T45 there. That just shows the armor profile of this tank. Of course, if you come out sideways, you're going to get penned all day long. But if you hold down, you do have that hatch on top, but it's not a massive hatch. it isn't a massive hatch, so if you are moving sideways, then you can quite comfortably get some bounces on that turret. So just a 3 versus 3 here. Now I am playing it very safe, because one hit from the smasher, I mean, I can take a hit from the smasher, but I don't really want to risk it. Being a 3 versus 3 and now a 2 versus 3, I don't want to risk getting shot from that smasher. So I'm just going to be very, very patient with this guy. Unfortunately, I do get hit, but it was only a little bit, so I can now just push out and take this guy out, no problem whatsoever. So I'm going to have him on the reload, just one more shot, and we do manage to clear him. So we've got 3 kills, and as you can see, we haven't had any block damage this game at all, but you know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're going to get the shot. Nice high roll there, 263, and we are not going to get the final kill, but 3.2k damage I think is still pretty good for a tier 7 tank, and that just shows, both of these battles does show the strengths of the tank. You can get the damage, you can also get the blocked damage as well. So overall, it's a good tank, and it's made even better considering it was free. So let me know in the comments, did you get your free tank? Hopefully you did, because it's not a bad tank at all. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye. With